Guys, welcome back to our video. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to create a thumbnail for Roblox BedWars, like really high quality. For this, you're going to need Blender, Roblox Studio, and some sort of photo editor, whether that's Photoshop or even a free photo editor. There's this website called Photopia, and basically it's a free photo editing program that's basically exactly like Photoshop. For the sake of this video, I will be using Photoshop though because I find that easier. But as I said, yes, you can just use Photopia. Okay, so when you jump into Studio, you're gonna want to get the assets that you want to use in the thumbnail. So say I'm creating a thumbnail on Season 5, I want to go and get the Season 5 kits. I haven't fully loaded in, so don't worry about that. Okay, there we go, so they're fully loaded in now. Now I know no one really has the actual assets like this. I actually make thumbnails for one of the anti-cheat moderators for BedWars, so they just give me all the assets, and then whenever they want a thumbnail, I just use the assets. But unfortunately, you guys won't end up having them. So all you gotta do is go to toolbox. You get it from going to the view tab at the top and then to toolbox, and then all you gotta search up is like BedWars, and then go to this little 3-line thing, click on it, and then tick include unverified creators, apply, and then click on that looks like it's actually BedWars asset. So this one looks like it. I'm not actually gonna put it, oh actually I will, so you guys can see. Yeah, basically it's just the assets. And now unfortunately you won't always be able to find all the assets, so just work with what you can get. But yeah, anyway. So I'm just gonna think of a random thumbnail that I'm gonna make. This isn't because just for the video. I think I've actually never used. Let's create a Christmas one maybe. Actually, it's getting close to Halloween. Let's make a Halloween skin. So basically, I'm just gonna copy this asset and bring it over here because I need to pose it. I need to make it look like I want it to actually be in the thumbnail. Because if I just put this in the thumbnail, it's gonna be pretty boring, don't you think? I'm just gonna do a simple design because this isn't really for anything. Like, this isn't actually going to be a thumbnail. I mean, I might make it a thumbnail, but right now it's not planned to be a thumbnail. Going to sort of model him around. All you gotta do is click Alt, Control, and then highlight what you want to move. You can move all that at the same time, and then you can just rotate it as much and move it as much as you want, and it can be however you want. If I want to move the head, I can just do that. Rotate, move, and then maybe I want it to face up, you know, and then you can just play around with it. So it's all up to you. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do like a really dumb idea. It's because it's just simple. I'm just going to do like what do you call them? Scarecrow? Yeah, scarecrow. He just stands in the field and he sort of just stands there. Yeah, looks sick. Okay, so boom, I'm gonna go click on him. So make sure you're selecting everything that you want. Right click, export selection. Okay, now save this wherever you want on your computer. I have actually designated a folder where I put my exports just so that I know, where they are, and I can access them easily. Now comes the hard part. So you're gonna want to open Blender. Basically, you can download Blender for completely free, and basically it's a 3D editing software where you can add like 3D stuff, I guess. Yeah, hard to explain. But anyway, we're in now, and we're gonna go to File, Import, Wavefront OBJ, and then just find wherever you saved it, wherever you saved your export. So I'm gonna go here and boom, Oilman T-pose, there it is. So I'm gonna include that. Now, you most likely won't see it on your screen, but you'll see it up here. All you gotta do is click on that, go to the movement tool, and then you see this little white circle around here, right click on that, and then click set origin, and then geometry to origin. And there you go, you have it right there. Yeah, that's basically, you've got your thing in here now, but you may see that it's like not colored at all. We want to add a little bit of coloring so it actually looks, you know, real. And we actually want to pose it in front of our camera because right now our camera is seeing its feet, and that's it. We want to pose our camera so it's actually seeing it properly. I'm just going to grab the camera and move it a bit, rotate, make it look up a bit more. Wherever this box is facing is what the camera is going to see, by the way. So just make sure you're getting that right. If you want to see what the camera is seeing, click 0. Also, if you don't have a camera in like your world already, just click add, and then camera. So boom, mine is currently seeing that, so it's still not really much. And if you don't want to keep moving it back, you can sort of change this and it will change how much you can actually see. It's far back enough. Now we're just going to pose my actual character. Boom. Now you may notice that we're facing down right now. I don't like that, so we're gonna boom and then like that, and we should be a bit better now. But as I said, yeah, it's just playing around. Like even me, I am very good at this software now because I've been using it quite a bit. So yeah, so anyway, I like how this looks now. I do like it. Now obviously it doesn't have color. Now to get the color, most likely you're gonna be on this one. If you're on this one, then that's just the wireframe, but this one is like the no color, this one is like the color, and this one, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, it's gonna be like really weird. Like you don't want to have this as your thumbnail. Now this is a bug currently in Blender. Now the only way around it is to go to render engine and then click on cycles. Now as you see, when you're in this mode it won't change, but if you go to the rendered mode, which is how we'll be exporting our actual thing, as you can see, it's actually perfectly fine with no see-through parts. Now you want to go back to EV, well no, you don't want to go, you keep it on cycles, but go to this version, because right now, this is like using up nearly, most of you guys are going to be using 100% of your computer trying to render this, because like, look how laggy it is. Because it's a really powerful engine, cycles is really powerful. So, make sure you keep it on this one just while you're working and it won't be laggy. Now, obviously, as all of you seen, this is very dark when you're in the rendered version. Now, you don't want it to actually be dark. So we're going to do multiple things to fix that. Okay, so what you want to do to give it the first amount of color that we're going to give, there's two parts to this. There's adding lights and then there's a HDRI. Now, the HDRI is like, it makes your Blender file have like a sort of a spatial light coloring to it. So basically, when you add, say, this into your Blender file, it will look like what's in your Blender file will be in here, because that's the lighting. So it's really cool. You really gonna want to pick one that's like open, maybe like a grassy area. So yeah, as I said, you want to pick like a grass one. I think I'm using this one or this one on my main one, but either way, I'm just gonna re-download this one. So you click on whatever one you want, and then you click, so it's 8K, so always have it as 8K, it doesn't really matter though, and then just click download. Now it is a pretty big file, and as you can see, it's in my downloads folder, so make sure yours is in your download folder too, or in a place where you're going to remember it. Now go to your Blender file, go to this icon. Okay, when you're in that tab, you're going to want to go to color and change that to environment texture, and then go open and select the thing that you downloaded, HDRI. Once you selected it, click open. Okay, and it should look something like this. As you can see, it's basically an entire like world with all the lighting. Now, I did switch back to EV because this is actually how you do it properly, sort of. So just go back to EV, as I said, in this little control panel. Now, as you know, in the render, we don't want to see all these trees and stuff behind us. That's not really a good background for a BedWars thumbnail. I mean, if you want to, then it's up to you. But, you know, you're going to want to go to this little TV icon, go to film, and then click transparent. As you can see, it's just like checkerboard now, and you won't be able to see that in the thing. So boom, really, you can render like this now. But I obviously change it back to cycle so it's not transparent, but I want to add a little bit more lighting around the back to make the color pop a bit more. So I'm going to go to add, I'm going to go to light and then point. This is a point light, and it will basically create light. Yeah, that makes sense. Now you're obviously going to want to change the like brightness and stuff of some of these, turn them up. As I said, again, just mess around with them. It's a bit hard to see, I know that, but just play around with them, see what you can do, you know, mess around. It's not like this is hurting anything. Boom. Obviously, it's not a big change that you're going to see. If you spent a bit more time in it, you could probably make a lot of other changes as well. But yeah, basically this is good to go now. I'm going to change this back to cycles. Now, for this particular thing, we have a bit of a problem, and that is the fact that because of this giant hat, there's a massive shadow here because the sun is like up here in the HDRI, and it's beaming down onto the hat instead, and it's not hitting here. Now, for most of you, if you're not doing this kit, it's not going to be a problem. but I'm going to do some separate things that's going to make like a glow outside of the in the pumpkin, and I think that'll be pretty cool. So you guys don't need to do this, but I'm just going to do it quickly. Okay, so I've sort of added like a little bit of a glow effect. As you can see now, the face actually has a little bit of orange glow coming out of it, which I think is pretty cool. This is my first time ever doing that, so probably could have turned out better, but that's alright for my first time. Anyway, what you're going to want to do now is make sure you're on cycles. Go to render, and once you finish what you want and you're happy with it, render image, and then this little table should come up. And slowly, sorry, the recording actually cut out there because it got really laggy because of the Blender file rendering, but basically it will render your image and it will make it look really good, and when it's finished you can save it, and yeah, but just wait for it to finish and then you should be good to go. Okay, I just rendered out my image and that looks really bad, so I'm gonna fix that. I didn't realize it was gonna look like that, okay, I didn't realize. But either way, after a long time it will eventually, depending on your computer how long it will take, but it will eventually render every box out and you should have this image, and you'll be able to click image and then save as and save it to wherever you want. Just save as and then just save it to wherever you had it. I would suggest making a folder for all these saves. And we're going to save that. Now open your photo editing program of choice. Now, I don't know, I think some of the things that I said before got cut off because it was a bit laggy. If any of that did happen, I apologize. And if you have any questions, if I've gone too fast or if you don't understand anything, feel free to ask me in the comments. I will reply to everyone. Now for mine, I already have like this one already set up, but I am going to show you how to do it from scratch. So you want to go to new file, and then width needs to be 1920, and then height needs to be 1080, and that's like the size of a thumbnail. By the way, that's in pixels, and then create. So as you can see, we've got a blank ground now. What we're going to do is actually add in a little gradient tool here. So we're just going to cover from the top corner, maybe, yeah, oh no, sorry, I'm not going to use the gradient tool. We're going to use this tool here, the block rectangle tool, and we're just going to make a little box here. Basically what this box will let us do is put a gradient inside it for the sky. So we're going to go here, we're going to but first of all we're going to get rid of the stroke, so just turn that to 0. Now we're going to go to the rectangle that we did, go to gradient overlay, and it's going to look pretty bad, like the start. As you can see, that's pretty bad. You're going to go into the actual gradient, click on it, and then you can just change the colors around. So for this, I'm going to do a darker blue in the sky, sort of like that, and then down below it will be a bit lighter, so like even lighter than that really, like sort of basically a white almost. We're gonna put this in the middle. Now you can have this as dark or however you want, like this is completely up to you how you want your sky. I actually really like that. That's a good color. Now you're gonna want to have grass in the bottom, so what you're gonna do is go and take a photo of the Roblox BedWars grass, crop it a bit, and it should look something like this. So I just went into my other file. Sorry, I didn't want to have to make an entire new file, but you guys, as I said, should, because you won't have this. Now to get clouds, all you want to do is go on the internet and search up like clouds. Really, it's not really too hard. I can't remember where I saved my clouds, so I'm not going to add clouds to this one, but anyway, just go to wherever you saved your thing on your PC, so the render that you had, that we made. So boom, I got my renders open, here all a couple, and there it is, that's the one I want. We're going to include that. Now you may see that it doesn't really fit. It doesn't really fit, it sort of just sits there and it doesn't look too well. For most YouTubers, this is where I see them stop, and they just, yeah, it doesn't look like it fits in the image. So what we want to do is we want to add a few things to that. So click on what you want and then on your image, and then click this FX button at the bottom, choose blending options, and this giant page will show up. So first of all, we're going to do bevel and emboss. So click on that. Now I already have my settings, so you should, if you want, you can copy them, but basically it makes this little white outline around it. But yeah, you should probably copy this. You can just pause the video. Now I got two strokes set up here, a black one and this should be white, and then outside. Then we're gonna make the black one a bit smaller, sort of like this. Yeah, obviously you can play around with it a bit, but it's sort of, this makes it fit into the into it a bit more. Now what I normally like to do is add a vibrance to this. So all you gotta do to do that is go to this little circle icon, click vibrance, and then choose like the settings that you want. I already have vibrance set up here, so I'm just gonna move it under the vibrance, and it's a bit more vibrant, which is really good. Now we're gonna add text. So I got boom, insane play there. Let's change the font a little bit of this. So we're gonna use recently I've been using this font called Impact, and it's like really cool. I like it a lot. Let me just find it real quick. How can I not find this now? So annoying. Oh, I didn't realize, but you can actually just search. So I didn't even know you could do that. Impact, boom, Impact regular. So you're just gonna click that. Now, I don't also like how this is set up, so we're going to change some of the strokes and stuff around this. So yeah, that blank stroke, that's normal, that's fine. But then we're going to add another stroke that's going to be on the inside, and it's going to be like a bit of a yellowish color maybe. I'm going to make it smaller, so it's this sort of like a little bit of an outline sort of thing. Now, I'm going to go back to the gradient thing, and I'm going to make this red a bit more lighter, because I don't really like how it's so red. Then we're going to make this a bit more yellow, something like that, and I'll make this a bit more redder. You know, you can play around with this as much as you want. It is completely up to you with how you do it. I'm just going to do something random here, so boom, new kit, it's completely random. Now, this doesn't really fit very well. So it's a bit laggy, you know, recording and doing this at the same time. Adobe really doesn't like it. Anyway, so I'm going to click on both of them, and I'm going to hold Control and then click this, and I'm just going to, you can put this wherever you want. I'm just going to put it on the side there, so like we're a bit on an angle. And yeah, I really like that. I really like the angle. Now, top one, or the one that's least important, we're going to make a different color. So you're going to remove the inner stroke, and you're going to add a color overlay. That color overlay is going to be white. Boom, there we go. We have a new kit text. Obviously, this is not a new kit, but you know, for the sake of the random thumbnail, there you go. Okay, so I found where I keep my clouds. So I just use this pack, and as you can see, it's just a bunch of different clouds. Obviously, we don't want the blue behind it either. So we're just going to do rasterize layer, get all the blue, and then delete the blue. Now we're just going to select the actual clouds that we want, and then copy and paste them so that they're their own separate cloud. I'm going to use this one too, so copy and paste that. And then this one, we're going to do one more. Let's do this one. Copy and paste. Now you can delete the big image, and you've just got your 3 clouds now that you're going to use. You can angle these however you want, resize them as much as you want. And even though like these clouds are like basically nothing, I feel like they add so much more to the photo thumbnail. Good. Now, obviously, you can play around with it a bit more. Obviously, if you actually had a video idea, most likely this would be like more filled, because this is like, there's no point to this. Anyway, we're gonna end off this video here. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you smash the subscribe button and that button. If you guys did enjoy, I would suggest like trying to actually do this yourself. Even if you don't do YouTube, it's really cool to know this. Like, it's just fun to do. It may look complicated, and it definitely was for the first time I did it, because there wasn't many videos out there on how to make BedWars thumbnails. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you all in the next one.